Victor Von Doom has been a staple of the Marvel comic book universe for decades, going all the way back to his first appearance in 1962. But he is a much deeper character and is much more than being just another masked villain. For example, this man challenges the devil, the literal devil, to a fist fight every year to try to save his mother's soul.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
He is that guy. In this video, we're going to go over the history, power set, and little-known facts about one of Marvel Comics' best villains, as well as discuss his multiple cinematic portrayals, and where they went wrong, as well as discuss what Kevin Feige really needs to nail about the character to knock it out of the park with his MCU debut, as well as discuss how Dr. Doom has significance to Secret Wars. Now hit that like button and let's get into this. Victor Von Doom originally made his debut in Fantastic Four issue number 5 in 1962. Victor Von Doom, who eventually went on to become Dr. Doom, is best known for his ties with the Fantastic Four, being arguably one of their most popular villains. But what most people don't know is that he really operates in more shades of gray than other villains. Unlike many other villains, Dr. Doom is actually the leader of a country, Latveria. Dr. Doom actually went to college with Reed Richards, which did contribute to their rivalry. But Dr. Doom has more than just sheer intelligence on his side. Victor Von Doom comes from a family of magic users, his mother being a witch and father being a healer. But they were both killed when Doom was very young, tragically sending him down a path to become the man that he is today, seeking as much power as possible. Victor Von Doom does not only use the magic which he had learned from his mother, but also his extreme intellect and expertise with technology. In the comics, Dr. Doom creates what is known as Doombots to do most of his dirty work. A majority of time in the comics, when people think that they've actually defeated Dr. Doom, it turns out it was just a robot in his place. Doom even goes so far as to replicating his armor for each Doombot, giving them the same power set that he has and pre-programming them with an AI that is just a copy of his own consciousness, making them almost indistinguishable from the real Dr. Doom. But his technological abilities and intellect go far beyond making replicants. He created the suit that he wears, which he's tinkered with over the years to perfect. Also, the mask that he wears as part of the suit has different significance depending on the story. It's mostly used to cover a disfigurement, and in some storylines, it's permanently fused with his skin. The actual disfigurement of his face has varied from comic to comic. In some renditions, his face is basically melted, and in some, he literally just has a beauty mark. His suit enhances his physical abilities and amplifies his magical powers. And it basically works as a battery, siphoning off the powers of those who he fights, amplifying his own. I mean, it's also computer-assisted and powered by nuclear energy, and it was forged using magic. Damn, Tony Stark, you need to step up your game. Speaking of Tony Stark, he really does need to step up his game, considering, after the events of Civil War II, Dr. Doom took over the mantle of Iron Man, becoming what's known as the Invincible Iron Man. And to top it all off, Dr. Doom has some other incredible achievements, like creating a freaking time machine, going to fight the devil on a yearly basis to try to resurrect his mother, and creating a device known as the Quantum Gate, which could basically give him godlike power, making him one of the strongest characters in the universe. Dr. Doom has still gone on to do incredible things in both renditions of Secret Wars, the 1984 version and Jonathan Hickman's 2015 version. Like in the 84 version of Secret Wars, when he basically gains the power of God and does some insane stuff, like ordering Ultron to kill Kang the Conqueror, which is something that we absolutely need to see in the MCU, since Doom holds much more significance to Secret Wars than Kang the Conqueror does, but I've already made a video about that, which I will link to now. And then rebuilding him atom by atom later, just to send a message. Good lord, man, you don't need to flex that hard, you might hurt yourself. Now, let's touch on the significance of Dr. Doom in both renditions of Secret Wars, the 1984 version and Jonathan Hickman's 2015 version. Now, this isn't going to be a complete play-by-play on everything that happens in both of the storylines. Let's be completely honest here.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now instead, I'm going to link to a couple of videos from Comics Explained down in the description of this video, because honestly, he's gone into so much detail over there on that channel that he will answer any questions that you have. I mean, seriously, his deep dives into Secret Wars 1, 2, and 2015 are insane. First one was 2 hours, Secret Wars 2 is an hour long, and 2015 Hickman run, 9 hours long. But honestly, he does really good work, so I'm going to link that down below, and if you want to give that a watch, go ahead. But make sure you click on those links after you finish this video. In the original Secret Wars, characters from across the Marvel Universe were pulled together to fight each other, both villains and heroes. Kang the Conqueror tried to make a power move by taking out Dr. Doom early in the fight, but that came back to haunt him, because once they regrouped and ran into Dr. Doom again, he ordered Ultron to destroy Kang, right then and there on the spot. Which is honestly kind of comical considering Ultron took him out with minimal effort. And Kang is the character they've been building up over the last couple of years and are continuing to build up towards Secret Wars, and the fact that the main villain from Avengers 2 was able to one-shot him is hilarious. After that, Dr. Doom ends up getting the power of the Beyonder, which is basically godlike powers, and ends up running the show. This is similar to what happens in the 2015 Jonathan Hickman version of Secret Wars, but in that version, Doom is exponentially more powerful. Now donning a white cloak, now he's even called God Emperor Doom. And that crap right there is his insane ego on full display. In this version of Secret Wars, Dr. Doom is so powerful that this man is able to punch straight through Thanos, ripping his spine and skull out, dusting him in the process. That crap is straight out of Mortal Kombat.
Flawless victory.
I think that between the original Secret Wars from 1984 and the 2015 Jonathan Hickman run, the MCU is going to be leaning towards borrowing more from the latter. And honestly, I think it's going to come down to recency bias. Since that one is fresher in people's minds, I think that they're going to want to capitalize on that as much as possible and draw more inspiration from that, especially since the 2015 version is so multiverse heavy. But unfortunately, because they have not included Dr. Doom in the MCU, I don't think it's going to hit the same way as they were wanting it to, with Jonathan Majors King in Dr. Doom's place. Dr. Doom has also appeared in multiple live-action representations of the Fantastic Four films. Starting off in 1994, honestly that film is an abomination that I would love to see released in theaters. It's quite possibly one of the most infamous superhero films ever made. There's not much really to say about the film. I'll throw some photos and clips up now, and you can tell me in the comments what you think, but to me, it just really comes off as a crappy ripoff of the Power Rangers. Moving forward to the first big-budget version of the Fantastic Four, I remember this film being pretty good when it came out, but honestly, I haven't seen it in more than 15 years, so I really couldn't tell you one way or another. But going back to watch clips of this film, as well as its sequel, 2007's Rise of the Silver Surfer, they absolutely butchered Dr. Doom. And honestly, I don't want to spend any more time talking about that portrayal because it was just a slap in the face to comic book fans. And now, Josh Trank's Fan 4-Stick. Yep, that's the name. Quite possibly one of the weirdest comic book films I've seen in years. I have absolutely no problem with them changing the race of characters, like with Johnny Storm, with Michael B. Jordan being cast in the role, or even having Sue Storm being adopted from a war-torn country. What I do have a problem with is the fact that they made Victor Von Doom a weird computer hacker and basically is an internet troll in real life. And if you remember the original leaks of that film, his name wasn't even supposed to be Victor Von Doom. It was supposed to be Victor Domashev. Yeah, Victor Domashev. Basically, it got changed because there was so much internet outrage, and you can tell it was internet outrage that caused this change, because when you watch the film, you can see that the only time they actually refer to him as Victor Von Doom, and not just Victor, is when they slide him a piece of paper that says Victor Von Doom on it, and the line is ADR'd in. You never actually see anybody say his name. And then the way that Sue Storm calls him Victor Von Doom, almost ironically, is so dumb.
People running the earth are the same ones running it into the ground, so maybe it deserves what it's got coming to it.
Dr. Doom over here.
This will age well.
I mean, yeah, he gets brought back from the negative zone, and that's pretty cool, and he awakens with his powers. Yeah, and instead his suit is like an exoskeleton that's permanently fused to him, and that's pretty cool. And he pops the heads off all the scientists and soldiers, and that's cool. But I mean, that just lasts for a second, and the movie all around is still a flaming hot pile of garbage. Directed by a guy who reportedly lost his mind, crashed cars into pools, and caused tens of thousands of dollars in property damage at a house that he was staying in while filming, and reportedly was drunk on set a lot. I mean, I don't even think I have to say this, but I will. All Marvel has to do is look at what was done in the past and do the exact opposite. Seriously, all Marvel has to do is just follow the proven track record on what's been done over the last 60 years, hitting the character's origin story beat for beat, copying a couple popular storylines. That's it. That's what the fans want, and hopefully that's what the fans will get. Because at the end of the day, if they want to make money and want to please people, who in turn will give them more money, just follow the track record. It's already there. Comic book films should be one of the easiest films to make. Storyline-wise, that is. Because they're drawing on decades, and I mean almost a century worth of stories that have all been tested and have a proven track record with how popular they are. And they don't even have to go by word of mouth on popularity. They can literally look at sales and know how the stories were doing. They have actual physical metrics for this. It makes no sense to make massive changes to appeal to somebody else's artistic vision when they're wanting to make money and capitalize as much as possible. But then again, I'm just a YouTuber who started his channel last year, but I think I could speak for most of us when that's what we really want. We just want a comic-accurate version of the character. They don't need to spend tons of time on his backstory, just touch on it enough to give people an idea, draw inferences from the comics, and we'll be happy. And at the end of the day, that's what the movie should be, just trying to make people happy, not divide people like Marvel has recently or the Star Wars films. Obviously, I can't fit all of Doctor Doom's backstory into this video, since he's been around for 61 years. But I do hope that this video helped give you a little more background and knowledge on the character, and what makes him who he is. An incredibly integral character to the fabric of the Marvel Universe, and one of the most popular villains that's been around in all of comics, and especially somebody that the MCU needs to incorporate as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you do want to see more from me, you can click right here to see a video that I made talking about why Doctor Doom is really a good fit instead of Kang, and how they can bring him in for Avengers Secret Wars. Or you can click right here and see how one man's greed and lust for power single-handedly destroyed the Snyderverse, giving way for James Gunn to take over. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you have a great day, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.